So welcome to Pitch Day for 500K. My name is Leith Martin, and I'm Jeff Saling's stand-in for the evening. If you see Jeff, tell him that there was a good-looking somebody doing the intros last week. So just to get him riled up. So we have two great companies pitching today. We have Alex from Plexi, and we have Jay from RevReply. And these two companies, we see probably about 20 to 25 companies for every company that actually gets to pitch. So give you some idea of how many companies that we see on a regular basis. We host these pitch days every 2 weeks on a Wednesday. And just for general information, Startup NV is the statewide nonprofit startup accelerator program and incubator. It operates 7 free entrepreneurship programs supported by government grants and corporate sponsorships. In addition, receives additional financial support from donated equity for some of the companies that participate in the accelerator program. These fortnightly, Jeff will be proud I used that word, these fortnightly pitch days offer companies the opportunity to join the accelerator program with an investment from Fund NV, from the Investor Syndicate, as well as the state's SSBCI program. In 2021, or beginning in 2021, about 13 million have been invested in 27 startups through this program. Those startup investments have now grown on to be worth a little over $45 million just 4 years later. And 35% of that capital has been returned to the original investors, which makes it an incredibly impressive performance under such a short period of time. The legal disclaimer, today's pitches are for investment from our legally compliant venture funds and syndicates, restricted to SEC accredited investors, Nevada certified investors. And while we welcome the community to participate and view, and for educational purposes, these pitches are not a general solicitation for investment. Just a couple other things. Special thanks to the City of Las Vegas, Clark County, the Governor's Office of Economic Development, the EDA, and the USDA, who help support programs like this.
All right, Jay, whenever you're ready, I'll start the timer after you introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jay. I'm the CTO and co-founder of RevReply, and I'm here to explain how we transform replies into revenue. So my co-founder usually pitches this part, but we have a $65 billion problem in sales. 73% of a salesperson's time is actually spent doing admin work, not related to sales. They're so focused on following up and finding the new prospect that they don't focus on following up with the existing prospect or nurturing the relationship to allow the prospect to ask their questions and get the information they need. Ironically, Harvard Business Study Review has shown that if you reply within the first 5 minutes, you're actually 9 times more likely to convert and schedule a meeting with the prospect. And yet, sales representatives often spend over a day to get back to a prospect. All this to say, the harsh reality is time kills all deals. And this is why we built RevReply. It's an AI autoresponder that allows you to go on full control and talk to the prospect, secure the meeting so that you don't have to. We started this in November of 2024, or technically we started in January 2024, but we went live officially in November. And it's an AI autoresponder that responds within 5 minutes. It never forgets to follow up, and it responds 24/7. We've also made a lot of technology advancements. Last year, we focused on RAG training, which allowed it to have information about the company, your product and services. But this year, we've added MCP and multi-agent technology, which allows it to sound even more human and able to learn to speak like you. And love to show you the traction we made in the last 11 months. So initially, we had 2 companies, which I'll explain a little later, but this was a back end of our Legion agency. And so we've actually done 0 marketing of this product, but we've been able to get it to 10,000, a little over 10,000 in 11 months, 27% month over month growth, 16% trial to paid. And we just had a little bit over 1,000 signups. We hit the 1,000 mark about 10 days ago. And we're really proud to be featured on the G2, which is a very well-known software review site. We're proud to be in there along with Salesforce, HubSpot, and some of these heavy hitters. And we're grateful because our users have faith in us and they believe in our product. Speaking of our clients, again, we were formerly a lead gen agency, and this was a backend product. So when it went live in November, we immediately plugged RevReply on backend in order to scale. And so a lot of these are lead gen agencies and digital marketing agencies, but you may recognize a few here, such as Applied Digital and Public Goods, which are public companies. All this to say that we spent the past 11 months just working on their feedback and improving the AI in order to get it to where it is today. As far as competition goes, RevReply is the only AI autoresponder that I'm aware of that you're able to just turn on full auto. Fixer AI is a potential competitor, which they just raised $30 million in Series B, I believe, a few weeks ago. And they still do manual drafts. Every single AI message you generate, you must manually review it, and it's still very basic. RevReply, the past 11 months, that's all we've been focusing on, refining the response, making it more human-like, making it able to just be just like the user. And so we have 25 to 30% of our users currently running this on full auto. They check it once a day or two. Otherwise, the response is just fires away by itself. It's also very easy to set up. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes to set up an inbox manager. What you do is you connect your email connection. You decide what parameters you want and what criteria you want to respond. And then you put in your company information, and then it does the rest. Compared that to a sales ape, which takes about a month, which requires lots of onboarding sessions and lots of trainings with their customer support, and ours is much, much faster. We also offer things such as API connections. If you want to do custom builds, you can do that with us through our API. And we also have low-code automations such as Zapier if you want to use low-code as well. But something that we're really excited about and something that a lot of our users have asked for recently is the omni-channel. And in today's world, communication often happens through multiple channels. So you might start off emailing somebody, but then halfway through, you would actually end up texting them. Or you might start off texting somebody, but then switching over to email halfway. Now imagine a master brain that can take in all of these responses, realize actually you're the same person through all these messages, and generate a well-rounded response back to the prospect. We think this is going to be a game changer, and we've started working on this. We believe we'll roll out sometime in Q4, and we believe this is going to be a huge opportunity here. Let me explain a little bit about me and my co-founder, why we believe we're the right people for this job as well. So my CEO and co-founder, Ramsey, he was the former head of global sales at Apollo.io. He joined them during their most difficult period, and he was able to turn them around to the unicorn status they are today. And who better to solve the sales problem than someone who's scaled sales organizations across 3 YC companies. As for me, I was at a health tech company as CTO for 15 years, had an engineering team of 60 under me, and then we sold for 400 million in 2021. Ramsey and I met during YC, Y Combinator, and we actually, as I explained, had a lead gen segment when we started this in January 2024. The funds there was actually used to reinvest in RevReply. It was doing well. We had a 2 million ARR agency at one point. However, it was getting to be way too time consuming. And we realized the potential in RevReply, which is why we finalized the separation in August. We had a third co-founder. He took the lead gen agency portion. And then we decided to focus 100% on RevReply. And I want to show you some of the progress we've made by being able to focus. So we've been able to bring our churn rate down, which was very high due to a lot of AI hallucinations initially last year, which I think even now some of our competitors are still having, such as Fixer. And we've been able to bring it down to the very low teens. Again, a lot of our users are running this on full auto right now. Number of trial signups has exceeded 1,000, like I mentioned. And also average monthly revenue per users has exceeded 485. The total addressable market for this is huge. I've been in a few pitches, and everybody's pitching sales AI these days, right? So 65 billion there, and obviously the SAM is also very large at 9 billion. But we believe we have a way towards 45 million ARR in 3 years, and let me show you how we plan to achieve this. So we believe in a flywheel effect. Right now, we have not done any type of marketing. We believe we can, if we turbocharge marketing, we can quickly bring on users. And these users will quickly be attracted to the fact that we have an advanced AI. We have an AI that can go on full auto. which will then give us more data in turn to be able to train our AI further, improve conversion rates, which will then in turn bring on more users. We also want to double the size of our team. Our team size right now is 6. It used to be a little larger when we had the lead gen agency, but we had to remove some of our team members because we separated from them. We like to bring it back to 10. And we have quite a few projects that's in the backlog with LOIs, which I'll explain in a little bit, that if we can just commit the time and resources to, we would be able to quickly bring up our revenue as well. So all this to say, we have 4 paths to 100K MRR in 6 months. The first being the marketing that I just mentioned. But my co-founder, Ramsey, he's been hard at work making calls, and we have 8 LOIs. They're all worth about $2,000 a month. They all have some custom builds that they like for their specific workflow, but otherwise, once we're done, we would be able to plug in RevReply for them. This would easily take us to maybe 26,000 MRR, so easily doubling and almost tripling our revenue. We also are planning an IC tier activation launch, and this is going to make us a direct competitor to someone like Fixer. But we believe, again, the fact that we are much more advanced on the AI side and we are able to generate these on full auto, that we would be able to take a significant market share once we launch this. Finally, the omni-channel that I brought up earlier, that we believe is going to be the long-term vision and the long-term plan, being able to expand our industries outside of email, which we are in primarily, into SMS and also Instagram. So that was it. Thank you very much, and open to any questions you may have.
All right, so good pitches, good pitches. Thank you for doing that. Just a couple reminders. If you're a potential investor, there's also several for-profit funds that you can participate in. One is Fund NV, one is 1864. The Sierra Angels is also, and just if you are an accredited investor, there's an angel conference that's hosted every year that kicks off at the beginning of the year. And they'll actually take you through the entire process to train you to be an angel investor. Everyone throws in $5K, and at the very end, you get to decide which company gets the money and invest in the company, right? So it's a great way to learn about angel investing. In terms of access to information, you can go to Startup NV's website. You can click on the newsletter, join the newsletter. You'll get all the information there. Also, if you follow Startup NV on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and many of the other places, all the information is posted on, especially on LinkedIn. Thanks to Jay and Alex for presenting today. Thank you very much. And then we'll see you in 2 weeks when 2 more startups present in 2 weeks. Thank you very much.
And check out what a Nevada certified investor is. A Nevada certified investor is also eligible to participate in Angel NV and learn how to invest in startups. See ya.